Hello everyone and welcome here to the Holy Ghost Prep campus into the broadcast tent, which just collapsed due to the winds here, but hopefully there's no other weather implications. I'm David Shapansky, the voice of the Firebirds. Glad that we could have you on this windy Friday afternoon. We're about to play our national anthem and get you set for the District 1 4A championship between the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds and the visiting Springfield Township High School. We're about set for a national anthem. And after that, and introductions, we'll send it back over to get you started for today's ball game. Stay tuned. Well, for all teams, the one goal at the end of the season is to win the championship. In the NBA, it's the finals. In the NHL, it's the Stanley Cup. In the NFL, it's the Super Bowl, and in MLB, it's the World Series. For these two teams, the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds and the Springfield Township Spartans, it's the district championship. And that's why we meet here today on this windy Friday afternoon to crown a winner. to this district championship. The Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds, led by Coach Olinsky, with a record on the season combined of 12-8 versus the combined record of the 10-10 Springfield Township Spartans. It's a beautiful day, I guess you could say that. It's pretty cloudy though. Temperature, it's starting to pick up the wind-wise, so it's not a beautiful day, but any day is a good day for baseball as long as it's not raining. The first pitch is coming up here. Matt Long is going to be doing the pitching today for the Firebirds. It is the last live stream of the year, and it's a championship. So we'll talk about some memories throughout all the sports live streams today. We'll end it. I kind of have some thank yous that I'm going to get to a little bit later on in the ball game today. The live chat is active. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, the wind is really kicking here, and we do want to apologize that we did not have a pregame show today. We had planned to, but the main reason we didn't was because our tent and pretty much a bunch of our equipment kind of blew over with the winds. We had to get our trainer here, Jeff, to kind of tie down the tent with a 25-pound weight with some athletic tape. So we're rolling today on this Friday afternoon. Matt Long gets a start for the Firebirds today, and he has been their ace throughout the season. In fact, here's the record on Matt Long. He's 5-1 with a 1.56 ERA. Matt Long has pitched in 36 innings. He's only given up 26 hits, 15 runs, only 8 were earned. He's walked 13 batters, and he has struck out 45 batters. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Springfield Township. Leading off, it'll be the catcher, Franzik. Batting second, it's Kennedy. He'll be the shortstop. Batting third is Dennis. He's a third baseman. O'Malley doing the pitching. He'll be the cleanup hitter for Springfield. Conlon is the first baseman. He'll bat fifth. Smith is the second baseman. He'll bat sixth. Matthews is the center fielder. He'll bat seventh. Wine is in the 8-hole today. He's the left fielder. And Lieberfrein is the right fielder, and he will bat ninth for the Spartans. David Shabansky with you here, the voice of the Firebirds. The spectators have shown up here for the most part on this Memorial Day weekend, especially on the Ghost side. But you can't blame people down the shore. If you're down the shore and you're joining us, we appreciate you joining us on this Friday afternoon. It's probably cold down the shore. It's cold here. We're in the lower 60s. Matt Long is ready for it. Everybody's in short sleeves pretty much still. So it should be an interesting one. The catcher will lead it off. It's Gabe Franzik. And the first pitch of the afternoon is swung on and popped up. On the first base line, it should head foul, and it will. Snowballs and a strike. To Franzik, the leadoff hitter. And the scoreboard is acting up already here this morning. It's not letting me press the strike. The next pitch is popped up. Reese Mccord and Matt Long are over to give it a look. It's heading towards the Springfield Spartans dugout, and it goes over it. The wind is really going to be a factor today. I just checked, and we are around 25-mile-per-hour wind gust here today, and it sure feels like it. So the wind will play an issue. Again, I'm trying to control the scoreboard here. If anybody's watching in-house, I know sometimes some of the spectators watch us here. I'm trying to control it. The 0-2 is hit on the ground through the right side into right field for a base hit. Isaac Acosta is over to cut it off, but Franzik is aboard with a leadoff single against Matt Long. So I'll bring up Andrew Kennedy, the shortstop. Kennedy, right-handed batter for the Spartans. Again, they come in with a combined record of 10-10. They won their last game by a final score of 6-5 against Collegium High School to get to the championship. The first pitch to Kennedy is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. The scoreboard is kind of a lost hope here. Glad you could join us, though, on this Friday afternoon for some championship baseball. Runner at first is Franzik. Kennedy is up at the dish. And the 0-1 pitch. He went around on a fastball. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Matt Long comes set, and the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Kennedy goes down on 3 pitches. And there's one away here in the first. They'll bring up Dennis. Nate Dennis, the 3-0 hitter for Springfield Township. He's the third baseman. Run on first for Springfield after a leadoff single. Long comes set, and the pitch is swung on and hit It's going to bloop in front of the center fielder, Robbins. Acosta is over to cut it off before it gets to the gap. And there's a single for Nate Dennis, and there's 2 runners on here with 1 out in the top of the first. So here's the cleanup hitter, O'Malley. He's doing the pitching today for Springfield. Now Long steps off the mound. The runner at first is Franzik. He's the catcher. He singled to right field to lead off the game. Kennedy struck out swinging on 3 pitches, and Dennis singled to right center field. So Matt Long had some trouble here in the first. Here's O'Malley, and the first pitch misses low and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. O'Malley again, he'll be the starter today for Springfield Township. He's up here in the cleanup hole. Long comes set. And the 0-1 pitch, or the 1-0 pitch, is a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. O'Malley on the season is hitting .340. He has 2 doubles and 11 RBIs. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Runners on first and second for Springfield Township. There was 1 out after the strikeout of Kennedy, the shortstop. Long comes set. And the 1-1 pitch is swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. On deck, it's Conlon, our very own athletic director. Coach Conlon, it's his nephew. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Runners on first and second for the Spartans here in the top of the first. On this windy Friday afternoon, the ace of the Firebirds staff, Matt Long, comes set. And the right-hander delivers his 1-2, and it's a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and there's 2 outs here in the top of the first. And that will bring up Conlon. First baseman William Conlon now is the batter. We have 2 outs. Both outs here by Matt Long have been strikeout victims. Runners on first and second. And the pitch is a curveball that falls in for a strike. It's 0-1. District 1 for a playoff championship here between the HolyGhostPrep Firebirds, the number 1 seed. And it's fouled back. It's now no balls and 2 strikes to the 5-hole hitter, Conlon. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Long comes set. And the pitch to Conlon misses outside. It's 1-2. The runner on second is Franzik, the catcher. The runner at first is Dennis, the third baseman. There's 2 outs here in the top of the first. Kennedy and O'Malley were strikeout victims of Matt Long. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Conlon, the 5-hole hitter for the visiting Spartans. He's the first baseman. And the 1-2 pitch misses. It's low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the wind gusts at around 20 to 25 miles per hour in the low 60s here on this Friday afternoon. It's a cold one. It's for sure not late May, early June weather, I'll tell you that. Long comes set, and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Matt Long K's the side. We've played 1/2 of an inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the first. The visiting Spartans nothing. The Firebirds coming on up. Stay tuned for more action here on this Championship Friday. Welcome back here to the broadcast tent. Nothing game as we're getting ready to head to the bottom of the first inning between the Firebirds, the #1 seed, and the visiting Springfield Township Spartans. Let's meet the pitcher on the mound for the Spartans. It's O'Malley, as he'll get the start for Springfield, trying to get them to a championship. On the season, O'Malley is 2-1 with a 4.89 earned run average. O'Malley once again getting the start. Jack O'Malley. He's a senior, listed here at 6 feet. O'Malley did bat cleanup too, so they like his bat. Pretty high batting average. So yeah, O'Malley 4.89. He's 2-1 on the season. He has a 24 1/3. He's given up 18 hits, 25 runs, 17 of them being earned. He's walked 12 batters and he has struck out 27 on the season. Let's take a look at the Firebirds starting lineup for the last time this season. As I tell you, the papers are really kind of blowing around here. Let's see if I can get back to my lineup. The scorecard is not liking the wind. Here's the starting lineup for Coach Shelinski's Firebirds. Leading off, it's Jack Mcdermott. He's the shortstop. Batting second, it's Isaac Acosta, the right fielder. Mccord will bat third. He's the third baseman. Batting fourth is Reese Accord, the sophomore. He'll be the cleanup hitter. He's the first baseman. Aiden Robbins, a center fielder, bats fifth. Hunter Finlay does the catching for Matt Long. He'll bat sixth. Matthew Goldenbaum, the fellow sophomore of Reese Accord, will bat seventh. He's the second baseman. Liam Parsons is the DH. He'll bat eighth. Joe Amati is the left fielder. He'll bat ninth. Again for the Firebirds, it's Mcdermott, Acosta, Mccord, Accord, Robbins, Finlay, Goldenbaum, Parsons, and Amati. And they will face Jake O'Malley, who gets the start for Springfield. Nothing game here in the bottom of the first. If you're just joining us, Matt Long struck out 3 batters in that top of the first. Did give up 2 hits to Franzik and Dennis. So O'Malley goes to work against Jack Mcdermott. What a senior season it has been for Jack. Let's see if he can add to the history today. O'Malley comes set from the windup, and his first pitch to Mcdermott misses. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Crowd beginning to show up a little bit here on this Friday afternoon on this Memorial Day weekend. And it's also good because we have 5 umpires, I believe, today. The next pitch is swung on and hit in the air into right field. It's shallow. The second baseman, Joe Smith, is over to put it away, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the first. So Mcdermott pops up to Smith, and that will bring up Isaac Acosta. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the stream. The live chat is also active. We have a bunch of thank yous to get through today, and I'll try to do them later. But really just we'll talk about some different things as there's a ball that misses. It's 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Isaac Acosta, the right fielder for Coach Shelinski's Firebirds. Speaking of Coach Shelinski, I want to give a big thank you to him for all that he's done for us and all the coaches on the Firebird sides of things, and all the coaches also on the visiting side of things too. They've given us lineups for the broadcast, and that pitch there was fouled off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Isaac Acosta. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Mcdermott popped up to the second baseman, Smith. O'Malley comes set from the windup, and the 1-1 is an off-speed pitch that catches the outside corner. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. I also want to give a thank you, as I will to later, to all the faculty, all the teachers, all the students that have watched us here throughout the broadcast for all sports. The 1-2 is fouled back to the screen. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. All the comments, I know that, we have gotten a good amount of comments of positive feedback either on YouTube or from people that have walked by from both sides. Ben Davis, Philly's color announcer, walked by us, gave some positive comments, and everybody else. If we don't exactly react to them, it's not because we don't see them. We try to read everything that we possibly can, and we really do appreciate all the positive feedback. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck out Acosta, and there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Yeah, it just overpowers him with the fastball. Acosta just staying alive there, fouling off some tough pitches. But eventually O'Malley goes high, a little bit inside on the fastball, and Acosta can't get his arms extended. There's 2 outs. Here's Tyler Mccord. Talked about Jack Mcdermott's wonderful season. Tyler has been really hot as of recently. There's a ground ball over hit to the shortstop, Kennedy. He'll fire to first in time. So Mccord swings at the first pitch and goes down 6-3. 1-2-3 inning for Jake O'Malley. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We've played 1 full inning. We head to the top of the second. It's a 0-0 game. Welcome back here as we get ready to head to the top of the second inning. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Spartans, Conlon, Smith, and Matthews. And speaking of Matthews, I want to give a big thank you to my producer, Matthew. Without Matt, it wouldn't be possible for any of this. And again, we're going to be giving I'm going to be giving a bunch of thank yous throughout this broadcast today. It is the last live stream of the year. David Shapansky with you here, the voice of the Firebirds. We've been through basketball, we've been through lacrosse, we've been through Ultimate, we've been through baseball, and something else, I'm sure. I'm just not hockey. I did a few hockey games. So I really just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you know, towards the end of the stream, we'll talk about it a little bit more about next year and lots of things to look forward to in the future. You know, with Holy Ghost Prep, of course, as always, and also we're on the live stream, the YouTube channel, so we appreciate it. The goal is to keep on getting more subscribers. So if you haven't already, drop the subscription. It's free. If you have a Gmail or you create a YouTube account, we really appreciate everyone who's liked and subscribed to the stream. Matt Long goes back to work against Joe Smith, the second baseman, and Smith takes the first pitch low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Firebirds won their last game against Lower Moreland by a final score of 19-1. A walk-off grand slam by Tyler Mccord. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strikes the count to Smith, the second baseman, who made a good play in the bottom of the first inning. Matt Long, the ace for the Firebirds, ERA below 2, and the 1-1 is swung on and hit in the air out to center field. Aiden Robbins says he has it, camps under it, and puts it away for the first out here in the second inning. They'll bring up Dan Matthews, the junior center fielder for the Spartans. So again, today's game was originally scheduled for yesterday. It was an afternoon game, 4 o'clock. The first pitch to Matthews is fouled back towards the Spartan dugout, hits off the gym roof and bounces, kind of corrals towards our broadcasting booth. Broadcasting 10, I should say. The game was rescheduled for this afternoon. It was a Springfield conflict. From what we did here, was not on the Firebirds' end. The 1-1 is in there for a strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count to Matthews. Firebirds defensively, we'll get to that in a second after this pitch from Matt Long. Long comes set, and the pitch to Matthews is swung on and chopped in front of the plate. Finlay is out to get it, but it dribbles foul. Firebirds defensively, left to right in the outfield, it's Amadi, Robbins, and Acosta. Left to right in the infield, it's Mccord, McDermott, Goldenbaum, and Mccord. Doing the catching for Matt Long, it's Hunter Finlay, the senior, and, well, Matt Long, the senior, doing the pitching. The pitch to Matthews is swung on and hit off the end of the bat into right field for a base hit. 3 singles for Springfield, and all of them have not been hit all that hard, but it does find its way through the right side, and Matthews is aboard with a single with 1 out here in the top of the second. I'll bring up Alex Wynn, the senior. Wynn is the left fielder today for Springfield. He's the 8-hole hitter. So 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Springfield taking on the number 1 seeded Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds here in this district championship. Long comes set from the stretch, and the pitch to Wynn is in there for a called strike. Fastball, it's 0-1. Phillies last night beating the Marlins. I know I was happy about that. Well, technically yesterday afternoon. It was on YouTube, the game yesterday, which I think is interesting to see how they broadcast the game on YouTube. You know, of course we do it, but, you know, to see like a major league broadcast. The 0-1. Bunt is shown. Finlay throws behind the runner. And it's not back to get in time. Or it's not back to get Matthews, who is back in time. I believe he went around on that. I believe. But then again, I didn't see an official call. Long comes set, and the pitch to Wynn is inside. The runner at first is the center fielder Matthews. He singled to right with 1 out after the second baseman Smith popped up, well, I should say flew out, to the center fielder Aiden Robbins. So far, 3 hits on the day for Springfield. 2 of them hit through the right hole, the other one to right center field. So far, 3 strikeout victims for Matt Long. Long with double 2s on the back comes set, and the pitch is swung on and hit on the ground over to Jack McDermott. He fires 1 to first and gets him in time to retire Wynn. And actually, that was Lieberfriend. So Wind went down. He did strike out, apparently. So Linebrand, I should say, goes down on the ground out to McDermott. There's 3 outs. We've played 1.5. In that inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the second. It's 0-0. Welcome back here. David Shapansky with you here, the voice of the Firebirds here in the bottom of the second inning on the last live stream game of the year. And it's the championship for baseball between the HolyGhostPrep Firebirds and the visiting Springfield Township Spartans. O'Malley gets ready to go back to work, but before he does, let's take a look at the defensive alignment for Springfield. In the outfield, left to right, it's Wine, Matthews, and Lieberfriend. Left to right on the infield, it's Dennis, Kennedy, Smith, and Conlon. Doing the pitching is O'Malley. Franzik is doing the catching for the visiting Spartans. Cold day for baseball here on this Friday afternoon in the low to mid 60s. Wind is really blowing, knocked over our broadcast tent. That's why we couldn't really do a pregame live today. O'Malley will face the middle of the order for the Firebirds 4, 5, and 6. It's Mccord, Robbins, and Finlay due up for Coach Zielinski's team. Against O'Malley, who set down the Firebirds 1-2-3 in the first. Got McDermott to pop up, Acosta struck out, and Mccord hit a hard grounder to the shortstop Kennedy. O'Malley comes set, and the first pitch to Mccord is a breaking ball that catches the outside part of the plate. It's a strike. It's 0-1. 0-0 here in the bottom of the second. Springfield just got past Collegium Charter by a score of 6-5 to make their way to the championship. Firebirds won 19-1 over the number 4 seeded Lower Moreland High School. That was low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Mccord. O'Malley, the right-hander, comes set from the stretch in the navy blue uniforms, and the 1-1 is swung on, hit in the air out to left field. Backing up now, coming in is Wine, and he'll put it away for the first out here in the second. 4 batters up, 4 batters down so far for Jake O'Malley. They'll bring up Aiden Robbins, a center fielder. I want to remind you to please like and subscribe to the stream. We're so close to 630 subscribers. We would love if we could get there for this championship game. O'Malley comes set, and the first pitch to Robbins is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. David Shapansky with you here on the last live stream game of the year. It's also the District 1 for a championship between the Firebirds and Springfield Township. The 0-1 pitch from O'Malley is swing and a miss. Big hack there by Robbins. It's now no balls and 2 strikes. Aiden Robbins, a very good sophomore year so far for the Firebirds. He's been clutch. That big home run away, I believe it was against Council Rock North. And some magical moments here at home. The 0-2 pitch is upstairs. It's 1-2, also outside from O'Malley. Hunter Finlay, the senior catcher, is on deck. Really picking up in terms of the wind intensity and the clouds. O'Malley comes set, and the 1-2 pitch is swing and a miss. He got him, struck him out. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Yeah, just Aiden Robbins didn't look all that comfortable in that at-bat. Didn't really get any solid cuts there. Took 1 and fouled it back, but besides that, wasn't much that Robbins could do there against O'Malley. Here's Finlay before Finlay steps into the batter's box. About to have a quick conversation with O'Malley as the catcher, Franzik. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Firebirds looking for their first base runner of the afternoon. 5 up, 5 down, 2 strikeouts so far for O'Malley. O'Malley comes set, and the pitch. Don't know, that was close. Don't know if it hit it or not. We shall see. The next pitch is a swing and a miss. Nope. Okay, not sure if it's 1-1 or 0-2. Either way here against O'Malley versus Finlay for the Firebirds. And the pitch. Upstairs. It's either 1-2 or 2-1. 2-1. Thank you, Blue. O'Malley comes set. Well, not quite. From the windup, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. 0-0. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Overpowered him there with the fastball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hunter Finlay. Firebirds looking for their first base runner here against Jake O'Malley. ERA above 4 coming in this one for Jake, but he's looked solid for Springfield Township. O'Malley comes set from the windup, and the 2-2 is a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fastball overpowered him once again. Chased. 2 strikeouts in the inning for O'Malley. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We've played 2 full innings. It's been a pitching duel so far between Matt Long and O'Malley. We head to the top of the third in this 0-0 ball game. David Chapansky with you here, the voice of the Firebirds, as we're getting set for the top of the third inning. Matt Long goes back to work, and it's a good time once again to remind you to please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Father Dan's Masses will stay here on the channel every Saturday during the summer. And the next game I believe that we have on the schedule is the last live stream of the year in terms of me being here, in terms of being a broadcast. The next one I believe is August 26th for soccer. So it's going to be a summer break. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everyone. 1, 2, and 3 due up here against Long. It's Franzik, Kennedy, and Dennis. Franzik is 1 for 1 today. He singled back in the first. Long comes set, and the first pitch misses, I believe. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Long comes set, and the pitch to Franzik is swung on and hit in the air down the left field line. Amadi is chasing after it, but it goes foul towards the trees. Wind is really blowing, kicking up. And 1, 2, 3 here against Long. It's Franzik, Kennedy, and Dennis. One ball and 1 strike to count. Nobody out here in the top of the third. 0-0 game. Here in the championship, and the 1-1 misses. It's 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's in the dirt. Attempted to swing, but he held it back in time. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike to count to the leadoff hitter, Franzik. Again, he's 1 for 1 today with a single. He's the catcher for Springfield. And the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and hit on the ground over to third. Mccord dives, but it gets through the hole on the left side. Franzik is aboard with another single. He's 2 for 2 today with 2 hits. I'll bring up the shortstop, Kennedy. He struck out in his first at-bat against Matt Long. Yeah, I mean, these Springfield hits have not had much power behind them, but they've gotten through holes. It's been well-timed hits, and tip your hat. Matt Long trying to work out of some leadoff trouble here in the third. The pitch to Kennedy is a swing, and apparently he did get a piece of it, fouled it back past Finlay. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to count to the shortstop, Kennedy. Again, he's 0 for 1. He struck out in his first at bat in the first. The leadoff hitter, Franzik, he singled. He's back at first. And the throw was there kind of in time, but Mccord couldn't hang on to it. And Franzik is back in with the dive. Matt Long gives Franzik a look, and the 0-1 pitch, Franzik goes from first. It's popped up. Hit and run. Finlay is over to give it a look, but it heads above the Springfield dugout. That looked like that was just going to get out of play. It went way out of play. Wind really blowing. It's now no balls and 2 strikes. The count to Kennedy. The Spartan shortstop down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Matt Long pitching from the stretch, and the 0-2 is a breaking ball that did strike him out. I thought it was a little high based on the reaction from Springfield. Well, of course, they would say that was high, but it was a nice pitch by Long as there's one away here in the third. Bring up the third baseman, Dennis. He's 1 for 1 with a single to right center field in his first at bat. We'll see if they put Franzik back in action here. He was running when Kennedy hit and run. That throws high, but it's corralled by Mccord as Long checks back on Franzik. Again, Dennis, the third baseman for the Spartans, 1 for 1 with a single to right center field. One out here in the top of the third, 0-0 game. Good pitching matchup between Matt Long and Jake O'Malley. That pitch is swung on and popped up first base side. It should go well foul with the wind. And it does, right off the windshield. No balls and 2 strikes. I don't think it cracked anything. I just think it hit it pretty hard. Long comes set, and the next pitch is swung on and chopped on the ground over to third. Mccord has it for 1 to Goldenbaum. His throw to first is high, and coming off the bag is Mccord to field it, but the Firebirds do get 1 out. Score the putout 6-4. So Dennis is over at first, changes spaces with Franzik. So 2 outs here in the third. They'll bring up the cleanup hitter and the pitcher, Jake O'Malley. O'Malley struck out in his first at bat. 2 outs here in the third. HolyGhostPrep, the #1 seed, taking on Springfield Township here in the district championship. First pitch to O'Malley was inside. It's 1-0. Breaking ball. That didn't break. The runner at first is Dennis, the third baseman for the Spartans. 2 outs, 1 ball and no strikes to count to O'Malley. Dennis runs from first, and it's a hit and run again. That will drop in front of Robbins. Heading towards third is Dennis. The throw from Robbins is a beauty. What a throw by Aiden Robbins to cut down Dennis. Even though it was a hit and run, the Firebirds and Aiden Robbins with a snipe to get Dennis at third base. No runs, 2 hits, 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the third. What a play by Robbins. Firebirds have some momentum heading towards the bottom of the third. On this cold Friday afternoon, it was short sleeve weather for the past few days. It's now long sleeve jacket weather. Going back to work is O'Malley. He'll face the bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, and 9 for the Firebirds. If you are hearing clapping, that is, not when something goes the Firebirds' way. That's because our setup is right next to the visitors, spectators bench or stand, so it is a little loud for Springfield, but It's fun. Firebirds have some fans on their side too, of course, as they always do. Pretty good show up on both sides, if I must say so. It was around 12 o'clock when kind of the wind blew over our tent, and that's why we couldn't have pregame live. We had to pick up everything in the equipment, and there was like nobody here. It was me and Matt and a few people, and the crowd has shown up here for this championship game, as they should on this district championship. David Shapansky with you here, the voice of the Firebirds. Last live stream broadcast for the season. It's been a wonderful, really experience, and they'll be back, of course, next year. Super excited to do it once again. Matt, shout out to you once again. I'm just going to give shout outs to Matt, our videographer, producer, kind of works the live stream. First pitch misses. It's 1 ball and no strikes to count. I may have said Jake O'Malley a few times. It is Jack O'Malley. O'Malley comes set on the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Matthew Goldenbaum, second baseman for Holy Ghost. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the stream. O'Malley, the right-hander, pitching in the navy blue away jerseys for Springfield. And the 1-1 pitch to Goldenbaum is swung on and hit in the air, deep to left center field. The left fielder is back. It's wide, and it's off his glove. Heading for second is Goldenbaum. It does not bounce over the fence. Wine is able to get it in, but not in time. Matthew Goldenbaum pulls into second with a leadoff E7. Will allow Goldenbaum to reach. Yeah, the wind just kept on blowing that baseball. It looked like it was going to clearly get over the head of Wine, but it just kept on blowing him back. He got twisted and turned around, and that wind just kept on howling. It was kind of blowing right in his face and hit off the end of the glove. Firebirds will take it. It's the first base runner of the day against O'Malley. That'll bring up the DH, Liam Parsons, the junior. Yeah, and, you know, you have to take advantage of this error here. Firebirds have not had much success here against Jack O'Malley early on here, so you have to get this runner over and get him in, and that's going to be the goal of the 8 and 9 no-hitters. It's Parson and Amati. Due up for Holy Ghost. Let's see what Liam can do here with a runner on second, leadoff runner in scoring position after reaching on the error by the left fielder for the Spartans, Wine. And now stepping off is O'Malley. Yeah, also too, it looks like that O'Malley and the catcher Franzik are not in rhythm right now. They were in a rhythm. The error took them out of it. And now it looks like they're going to see if he balked. And he did balk. He didn't step off the rubber completely, and Matthew Goldenbaum will take third. And the crowd noise and the dugout getting to O'Malley here in the third. That's just really rough, too, you know, for a pitcher. I mean, it wasn't a great pitch that was given to Goldenbaum that he smacked to left center field, and he put a good swing on it. But that error doesn't go your way. You're a little bit frazzled. You wanted that out. You're, you know, mad at your outfielder, I guess you could say. And O'Malley then kind of gets frazzled by the noise and allows Goldenbaum to go to third. Firebirds will take it. O'Malley pitches from the stretch, and the first pitch to Parsons is outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, and you know, that the momentum the Firebirds picked up from that beautiful assist by Robbins, and now they're going to have a mound visit. I mean, you would think that, I mean, obviously there's a reason you had to take a mound visit here, I guess, but nothing seems to be working to get O'Malley back into a rhythm. Yeah, O'Malley is a strikeout first pitcher. He already has, let's see how many he has today. He already has 3. The control may go here with him being out of rhythm. It's the 8-0 hitter for the Firebirds. Ahead 1 ball and no strikes in the count to Liam Parsons, the DH. The runner on third is Matthew Goldenbaum. 0-0 game. So far a pitcher's duel between O'Malley of Springfield and Matt Long, the senior for the Firebirds. Both of them have been good up to this point. O'Malley comes set, and the pitch to Parsons was a fastball. You could see he reached back and put a little extra on that one. Parsons does make contact. He fouls it back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to count. First time that O'Malley has been tested this afternoon. He had 2 1-2-3 innings. The first and the second were relatively easy. Still nobody out here in the third, and the 1-1 is swung on and fouled off first base side over our head and onto the gym roof. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last live stream event of the year here in the District 1 4A championship between the Firebirds and the visiting Springfield Township Spartans. The 1-2 pitch from Amelia swung on and in the air out to left center field. Wine is chasing for it. The center fielder calls him off. Golden Bomb is tagging for home. Here comes the throw, and it will be cut off, not in time, and the Firebirds have their first run of the day. It's courtesy of the sacrifice fly from Liam Parsons. The throw by Matthews was cut off, and it's 1-0 Holy Ghost Prep. I'll bring up Joe Amati. So one out here in the third. O'Malley comes set in the first pitch to Amati. Is a fastball that backed Amati off the plate, but that may have been called a strike. It's been a weird third inning. O'Malley and Franzik now have a conversation again, and now the umpire is heading down back to the mound. And now the two umpires and coaches for the Firebirds are now going to meet. I'm not sure what this is. Now, I'm not sure if maybe it was the reaction by the dugout there that if that pitch was called a strike. I'm not so sure, to be honest with you. I am unsure what that was about. Joe Amati's the batter, though, with one out in the third. I can tell you that. 1-0 Holy Ghost Prep. Firebirds taking on Springfield Township here in this district championship. That was a ball. It was not a strike. 1 ball, no strikes the count. O'Malley comes set, and the pitch to Amati is right down the middle in there for a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck for the Firebirds, it's the senior star, Jack Mcdermott. O'Malley comes set, and the 1-1 pitch to Amati is a curveball that misses inside. It's 2-1. 1-0 lead for the Firebirds here in the bottom of the third. 1 out. Joe Amati, the 9-hole hitter, up. It's a 2-ball, 1 strike count. O'Malley comes set, and the pitch is fouled back. A little late there was Amati. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 1 out here in the inning was a sacrifice fly by Liam Parsons to get Golden Bomb home after the error by the left fielder Wine. O'Malley gets on the same page with his catcher Franzik, and the 2-2 pitch to Amati is a swing and a miss. He struck him out, got a piece of it, but went into the glove of Franzik, and there's 2 outs here in the third. I will turn the lineup over to Jack Mcdermott. Jack, the senior star, hitting over 400 on the season. He had a big 3-run home run, a towering blast deep to right field in the 19-1 win over Lower Moreland the other day. Jack is 0 for 1 today with a pop-up to the second baseman Smith. First pitch is outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes the count to Jack Mcdermott. O'Malley pitching from the windup comes set, and the 1-0 is misses outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes the count to Jack Mcdermott, the senior. The 2-0 is swung on and hit in the air out to center field, right center. The center fielder is sprinting in, and they collide and drop it. The center fielder, Matthews, and the right fielder, Lieberfried, never got on the same page and just ran into each other. Second outfield error of the inning that allowed the Firebirds to get extra bases. And that will turn it over to Isaac Acosta, who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout. I know if you're O'Malley right now, you are mad. you are a mad person on the mound right now. O'Malley probably should be out of this inning. 2 errors, though, in the outfield. And the pitch just swung on and fouled back. Over to give it a look is the catcher, Franzik, but it goes out of play. It's 0-1. Firebirds still do not have a hit today. They have 1 run and are threatening for more. McDermott's at second after the error in right field. No balls and 1 strike the count. The pitch to Acosta is upstairs and out. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-0 lead for Holy Ghost here in the district championships. The number 1 seed Firebirds taking on Springfield Township Spartans. The runner at second is Mcdermott, and the 1-1 pitch is swung on. It's going to bloop in front of the center fielder. Coming around third is Mcdermott. He will score, and Isaac Acosta gives the Firebirds a 2-0 lead. It's the first hit of the day against Jack O'Malley. This is a beautiful piece of hitting by Isaac Acosta. Stays back on it, 1-1 count. O'Malley reaches back, tries to get something on the fastball. Acosta stays with it, gets the bat head to it, and just pokes it right into center field in front of Matthews. Here's Tyler Mccord. Really good season for Ty. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. It's no balls and 1 strike the count. Acosta with good speed. The right fielder is over at first. It's a 2-0 lead for the Firebirds here in the bottom of the third. O'Malley comes set, and the 0-1 is an off-speed breaker. That's in there for a strike. It's 0-2. Mccord today is 0 for 1 with a hard ground out to the shortstop Kennedy in his first at bat in the first. O'Malley comes set, and his 0-2 pitch is outside. Fastball missed. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-0 lead for the Firebirds after the sacrifice fly by Liam Parsons and the single by Isaac Acosta. Acosta's over at first. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Jack O'Malley doing the pitching for the Spartans. His 1-2 pitch to the junior Mccord misses. Fastball outside. Going for second is Acosta, and the throw is at the bag in time. Acosta's thrown out trying to steal second base. Good throw by Franzik. We've played 3 innings in that half of the inning for the Firebirds. 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, nobody left. We head to the top of the fourth, 2-0 lead for Holy Ghost. Stay tuned for more action here on the YouTube channel. Matt Long is coming back out to pitch the top half of the fourth. Matt Long goes back to work here in the top of the fourth. 2-0 lead for the Firebirds after a defensive miscued inning by Springfield Township. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. 2 up for the Spartans. It's Joe Smith. It's 5, 6, and 7. 2 up for the Spartans. Conlon, Joe Smith, and Matthews. Matt Long, the senior, goes back to work in the home pinstripes, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses high and inside to Conlon. It's 1-0. Conlon, our very own athletic director's, Mr. Conlon's nephew. At bat right now for Springfield Township. Beautiful play by Long. He tips it. The throw is not in time, as that will be an E1 on Matt Long. He fielded the ball, just couldn't make the throw in time. Got a little bit too frazzled, and Conlon is aboard on the error by Matt Long. Yeah, and, both teams are making errors in this one. It hasn't been pretty defensively for either team for the most part, but the wind is playing a major part of it. I mean, the wind is blowing right in the faces of especially Reese Mccord there, trying to make the catch on that throw by Long. And the wind, for sure, 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts, not playing well to both teams right now. Pinch runner is Eberhardt. He'll head over to first to pinch run for Conlon. It's a courtesy runner. I will bring up Joe Smith after the error by Matt Long. Smith is the second baseman. Smith today is 0 for 1 with a fly out to the center fielder, Robbins. 2-0 lead for Holy Ghost here in the district championship. Firebirds, the #1 seed against Springfield Township. The Spartans are 10-10 overall on the season, trying to get to their 11th win and capture the championship. Firebirds going to try to stop them in their tracks. And now we're waiting for a delay here. Not quite sure what it is. It may have to do with Finlay or maybe the umpire behind the dish. The runner at first is Eberhardt after Conlon reached via the error by Long. Smith is the batter. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the stream. The pitch is bunted over to the third baseman, Mccord. He has one play. It's over to first, and it is a sacrifice by Smith. Gets the runner over to second as Eberhardt moves up a base. There's one out here in the fourth. Firebirds will take that. I mean, I know that, you do get the runner over. Firebirds, though, do lead by 2, not by 1 right now. Still early on, though, in this one. But you exchange it for an out, and, the game is a small ball game. Of course, we're moving past the small ball error, especially in Major League Baseball, but that's an old school play. We'll see if it works out for Springfield. Long comes set, and the first pitch to the center fielder, Matthews, is swung on and hit in the air out to right field. Acosta was in, backs up. The wind is blowing it so much. Acosta can't get it. Eberhardt is already in to score, and it's a double for Joe, or not for Joe Smith, it's a double for Matthews. It's 2-1. Yeah, the wind just blows this one. Acosta was playing in very shallow. Acosta thought it was just going to be straight back. The wind blowing to right field blows it away from him. It slices down towards the corner, and Matthews has himself a double. Matthews with good speed, too. He is the center fielder. So Eberhardt is in to score. It's 2-1, still lead for the Firebirds. One out with a runner on second. And now it's the left fielder, Wine, who's up to the dish. Wine is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and the first pitch misses. It's an off-speed pitch that drops low. It's 1-0. We talked about earlier, too, the Firebirds got a lot of momentum from that throw from Aiden Robbins to cut down the runner at third. And I think that Springfield picked up momentum there in that half of the inning by the throw by Franzik, the catcher, down to second base to get Acosta. Runner goes for third. The throw by Finlay. Mccord couldn't find the bag. The throw was there in time, but Mccord was above the bag and couldn't find, well, where the bag was, but more importantly, where Matthews was running to. Yeah, I think that, obviously I'm just calling the game, not being a coach myself. The pitch misses. It's 2-0 to Wine, the left fielder, here in this 2-1 lead for the Firebirds. But I do think you take a mound visit here. I just think you try to calm down Matt Long a little bit here. It hasn't been a defensively sound inning for both teams. The pitch is right down the middle, fastball that's in there for a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Sorry, 3-1 is the count to Wine, the left fielder. Lieberfriend is on deck. The 3-1 pitch from Long is swung on and chopped on the ground. Back to Long. He has one play. It's over to first, and he keeps Matthews at third to keep this ball game at 2-1. And, that kind of goes back to, personally, I think, to you bunted over to get the runner to second, and the speed of Eberhardt would have gotten him home based on that double to right field that got past Acosta. So, that bunt, you sacrifice an out, and now you have 2 outs instead of what could have been possibly 1. There's a strike. It's 0-1. So Lieberfriend, the right fielder, he grounded out to Jack Mcdermott his first time. Matt Long can see himself out of this inning. And the 0-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Fastball painted the inside corner, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. 2 outs to the 9-hole hitter for the Spartans. It's their right fielder. The runner at third is Matthews. Lieberfriend is up to the dish. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Matt Long gives him the fastball, the heater on the outside part of the plate. Lieberfriend goes fishing. And we've played 3.5 in that half of the inning for the Spartans. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the fourth. It's a 2-1 lead for the Firebirds. David Shabansky with you here, the voice of the Firebirds, as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Holy Ghost Prep, the #1 seed, taking on Springfield Township here in this district championship. Springfield got their first run of the day in the top half of the 4th against Matt Long. O'Malley is back out to work. He allowed 2 runs, but neither of them were earned in that bottom of the 3rd inning. So we get to the bottom of the 4th. Mccord, Robbins, and Finlay due up. Firebirds come into this game with a combined record of 12-8, trying to get their 13th win and, more importantly, capture the district championship here on this cold and windy Friday afternoon. The batter to lead it off, I believe, is Aiden Robbins. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Firebirds. Okay, never mind. This is Mccord. My bad. Tyler Mccord is the batter. He was up to the dish when Acosta was thrown out trying to steal 3rd. And the first pitch is a little bit outside. It's 1-0 to Tyler Mccord. 2-1 lead for the Firebirds here in this last live stream broadcast of the year. Want to give a thank you to a lot of people, but we'll get to that towards the end of today's broadcast. We're in the bottom of the 4th. And the 0-1 is ripped up the middle into center field, a base hit. And Tyler Mccord is on base with the wheels of his leadoff single for Ty. That'll bring up Mccord. Reese is 0 for 1 with a fly out to the left fielder Wine back in his first at bat. That was in the 2nd inning. Firebirds just had their first hit in the last inning. That came an RBI single by Acosta. Big hack there by Mccord. Good swing, but it was fouled back to the cage. It's 0-1. Firebirds got to the championship defeating Lower Moreland by a final score of 19-1. Springfield Township got to the championship defeating Collegium High School. Final score of 6-5 the other day. Both games were on the same day. O'Malley checks back on Mccord. This game was originally scheduled for yesterday afternoon. Springfield had a conflict that came up and it was pushed back here to noon. No balls and 1 strike the count. The runner at first is Mccord. Mccord is up to the dish. O'Malley, who's been very good so far in this one for Springfield, will check back on Mccord. O'Malley comes set, and the pitch is another hard swing there, and it's 0-2. Yeah, Mccord making contact here on some good fastballs by O'Malley. He's had some good swings, but see if he can put the ball in play here, try to get Mccord at least in a scoring position. If not, maybe add on to this lead. 1-run lead for the Firebirds here in the bottom of the 4th. They lead 2-1. Jack O'Malley will check back on Mccord. Mccord is back, safe in time, sliding in. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Mccord at the dish. The cleanup hitter, the first baseman for the Firebirds. Off-speed pitch that misses. It's 1-2. A little bit outside there on the breaker. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. 2-1 lead for the Firebirds. They take on Springfield Township here in the district championship. The pitch is ripped down the first base line. Tyler Mccord is heading for 3rd. He should get there. And Mccord puts the Firebirds in business. There's runners on the corners. That's really good base running by Tyler Mccord to take that extra base to get to 3rd. And the Firebirds really in business. Here in the bottom of the 4th, trying to add on to their lead. Aiden Robbins is the hitter. Robbins struck out in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. Jack O'Malley, who's been great so far in this one, comes set, and his first pitch is a fastball that misses way outside. It's 1-0. Runner at 3rd is Mccord with good speed. The runner at first is Mccord. Aiden Robbins at the dish. And the 1-0 pitch to Aiden. Misses low and outside. It's 2-0. Fastball couldn't catch the corner. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Firebirds the number 1 seed here in the district playoffs, leading Springfield here in the championship. And the pitch is popped up. First base side, Conlon is over to give it a look, but it goes foul. The wind really blows that one towards the hill of cars. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Robbins at a 2-0 green light there. Thank you to everyone who's watching. I just checked a few moments ago, up near 70 viewers. We appreciate it. O'Malley comes set, and the pitch is upstairs. Good eye by Robbins. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. The batter on deck is the senior catcher, Finlay. Robbins, with good contact, could get Mccord home. And the 3-1 pitch swung on and hit in the air out to center field. Calling for it and making the catch, putting it away. Heading for home is Mccord. He'll be in there standing up. It's a 3-1 lead for the Firebirds. Sacrifice fly, second sac fly of the day for the Firebirds as Robbins gets him home. Matthews with the throw will keep Mccord at first. There's 1 out. That will bring up punter Finlay. 3-1 lead for Holy Ghost as Mccord crosses the plate. Finlay, the senior catcher, is up at the dish. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout against O'Malley. And the pitch is in the dirt. 1-0, off-speed pitch missed. Runner at first is Mccord, the sophomore. The right-handed pitcher on the mound for Springfield in navy blue away uniforms is Jack O'Malley. And the 1-0 is swung on, ripped through the hole on the left side, base hit. Hunter Finlay has another hit for the Firebirds. And they'll put runners on first and second with only 1 away. Here's Matthew Goldenbaum. Zach DeMario will pinch run for Finlay. Runners on first and second. Here's Matthew Goldenbaum. Goldenbaum ripped one to left field last time. It was an error, though, against Wine as it went off his glove. O'Malley comes set, and the first pitch misses. It's 1-0 to the sophomore Goldenbaum. Goldenbaum has been so clutch this season for Holy Ghost, doing some of the closing pitching sometimes for the Firebirds and also with the bat. Multiple occasions. He's had big extra base hits. The 1-0 pitch misses. It's 2-0. O'Malley once again struggling with command here, but he has been fantastic in this one so far. Up to this point. O'Malley had 1, 2, 3 quick innings in the first and second, struggled in the third, but that was due to errors. This is his first inning where he's been hit around. Fastball blew it by him. 2 balls and a strike. The runner on second is Hunter Finlay. The runner at first is Zach DeMario. Sorry, DeMario pinch runs for Finlay at first. The runner at second is Robbins. That pitch misses. It's 3 balls and a strike. Bullpen action for Springfield Township. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. The right-hander O'Malley on the mound. He comes set, and the pitch to the sophomore Goldenbaum misses outside ball 4. He walked him, and the bases are loaded for Holy Ghost here in the fourth. Well, the Firebirds are trying to deliver a big blow here to Springfield. If you remember, as Matt just pointed up, Firebirds and Lower Moreland were locked up in a duel through 4 innings. It was like 3-1, 2-1. But the Firebirds then went off and scored 12 runs in the 4th inning to walk off Lower Moreland due to the mercy rule. Firebirds have the bases loaded. Liam Parsons is up to the dish. His task is to blow this open, and the first pitch from O'Malley is chopped foul. It's 0-1. That looked a little low for ball 1, but Parsons, his first pitch swinging, it's 0-1. 3-1 lead for Holy Ghost. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Parsons is due up, then Amati, then the top of the lineup for Coach Olinsky's Firebirds here in the district championship. And the pitch swung on and chopped on the ground through the hole on the left side. 1 run is in. DeMario is going to get the stop sign at third as Liam Parsons delivers. It's 4-1 Firebirds. Tim Cyber warms up in the pen for Springfield Township. Firebirds still with the bases loaded after that single by Parsons. Here's Amati, the 9-hole hitter, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. One out here. Bases are full of Firebirds. Demario at third. Golden Bomb with good speed at second. Liam Parsons is the runner at third. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2 to Amati. Have to make contact here. Have to at least get one more. O'Malley's been good, but he struggled here in this fourth inning. From the windup, and the 0-2 pitch just swung on, and just getting a piece of it was Amati. It's fouled back off of the catcher, Franzik, and the umpire will head out and kind of deliver the ball himself to give Franzik some time. No balls and 2 strikes to the count. Amati, the sophomore, with the task to try to get some runners in here. Firebirds with the bases loaded. It's a 4-1 lead. They're a big hit away from blowing this open. O'Malley comes set. And his 0-2 pitch to the 9-hole hitter, Amati, is strike 3. Right down the middle, it looked like, for Amati, and there's 2 outs. Turn it over, though, to Jack Mcdermott. Mcdermott had a big 3-1 blast to right field in his last game in the win against Lower Moreland. Facing a righty who looks to be maybe a little bit fatigued. O'Malley comes set, and the pitch misses. It's 1-0. 2 outs here in the fourth. O'Malley, if he can get out of this, that'd be huge for Springfield. Firebirds, though, do lead 4-1. They've already scored 2 in this inning, and the 1-0. It's low. It's 2-0. And, you know, a walk, obviously you don't want to walk anybody in, but the way with Jack Mcdermott has been swinging the bat for the Firebirds, a walk may not be the worst thing for Springfield here. The 2-0 pitch, inside, almost hit him. It's 3-0. On deck is Isaac Acosta. Bases are full. Firebirds, there's nowhere to put Jack Mcdermott. It's a 4-1 lead. There's 2 outs, though. 4-1 lead. Springfield in a hurry to get somebody up. And the pitch. Ball. Oh, a strike. That was a pitcher's pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Jack O'Malley comes set. And the pitch. Ball 4, walked him. Looks similar to the same pitch from the pitch that was called a strike, but Demario comes in, and it's 5-1. They'll bring up Isaac Acosta. Acosta had a single in his last at-bat. He had the first hit of the day. Firebirds have really added on here, and they can still do more damage. The bases are loaded. Mcdermott gets the RBI. 2 outs, though. 5-1 lead. Lefty Acosta facing the righty O'Malley. You're in the bottom of the fourth. O'Malley comes set in the pitch. Excuse me, is a little bit outside. It's 1-0, I believe. That missed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the stream. Firebirds now get bullpen action. Oh, no, that's just Matt Long warming up. That ball's chopped on the ground. It's over the head. The second baseman, Smith, is there to pick it up. He makes a good throw in time to get Acosta. Good effort, though, by Acosta. Firebirds lead 5-1. We head to the top of the 5th. 5-1 lead for the Firebirds. Welcome back here. 5-1 lead for the Firebirds as we head to the top of the fifth. Matt Long going to do the pitching to the top of the lineup. It's 1, 2, and 3. Franzik, Kennedy, and Dennis. David Spansky with you here, the voice of the Firebirds. Firebirds scored 3 runs in that half of the fourth. Franzik leads off. He's 2 for 2. Matt Long has to find a way to set him down. 5-1 lead for Holy Ghost here in the district championship. Firebirds with 12 wins combined on the season, trying to get their 13th. And the first pitch is hit on the ground. Jack Mcdermott bobbles it. He's up with it and cannot cleanly pick it up. It's an error on Jack, a rare occasion there, as Franzik is aboard via the error by Mcdermott. Here's Kennedy. Kennedy today is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Long steps off the mound. Runner at first is Franzik. Kennedy is the batter with nobody out. 5-1 lead for Holy Ghost. First pitch by Long misses. It's 1-0. One ball and no strikes to count. Long pitching from the stretch. Good speed over first by the leadoff hitter Franzik. And the 1-0. Upstairs, it's 2-0. Finlay throws down, not in time to get Franzik. It's 2-0. You need a shutdown inning if you're Matt Long here. I know that there was a long time in between innings there. He went up to warm up a little bit with, I believe, Zach DeMario. Or no, sorry, that was Hunter Finlay. DeMario was pinch running. Swung on and hit in the air. Out to right field. It's really blowing. Acosta says he has it, and he does. He'll put it away for the first out. Score the put out in F9, and that will bring up Dennis, the third baseman for Springfield. Good play by Acosta to battle the wind. Here's Dennis. Dennis today is 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. One out here in the fifth. Firebirds lead 5-1 here in the district championship. This is the last live stream broadcast of the year. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Can't wait for next year. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-1 to Dennis. Now we have time. As it looks like Finlay will go out and have a conversation, but I don't think that this is Finlay wanting to go out and have a conversation. I think this is more maybe of a delay. The ball's in 1 strike to count. 1 out. Long comes set, and the 0-1 is misses outside. It's fastball. It's 1-1. 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Springfield Township Spartans taking on the HolyGhostPrep Firebirds, the number 1 seed. Firebirds lead this one here on the HolyGhostPrep YouTube channel by a score of 5-1. 1 out. Runner at first for Springfield, and the 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Fastball on the corner. Again, Dennis, the third baseman, is up to the dish for the Spartans. He's 1 for 2 today with a single and a ground out. His single was a blooper to right center field in his first at bat in the first. Long comes set in the home pinch stripes in the 1-2. Swung on and chopped on the ground. Mccord is over to just kind of swat at it, but it goes foul. It remains 1-2. Long, the ace of the Firebirds, is through 4 1/3 of just 1-run baseball. He's looked good. Rain now starts to fall ever so slightly. It is in the forecast, but we were hopeful that it would hold off to after the game. The pitch misses. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Matt, my producer, just told us, if it does get too heavy, the rain, we will have to pull down the video, but we are going to attempt, it should work, to have just the audio running up. So again, the video is fine for now. The rain just kind of started for about 30 seconds or so. It's not so much anymore. The 2-2 pitch is popped up. First base side, it's going to head into the dugout of the Spartans. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good battle brewing here between Dennis, the third baseman for Springfield, and the pitcher for the Firebirds. It's Matt Long, the senior. There's one out here in the 5th. Firebirds lead 5-1. The runner at first is Franzik. Franzik reached via an error by Jack Mcdermott. Kennedy, the next batter, flew out to the right fielder Acosta. Matt Long comes set from the stretch. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and hit on the ground over to short. Jack Mcdermott has it. Can he redeem himself for the error? The throw is low. It's not able to be picked by Mccord in time to get Dennis, so it's a fielder's choice. Score they'll put out 6-4, and there's 2 outs here in the 5th. Here's Jack O'Malley, the pitcher for Springfield Township. O'Malley today is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. That long comes set. And the pitch is a breaker that's in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Going from first is Franzik, and the throw down by Finlay is not in time. Rain picks up. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Rain now really starts to blow. It's being wind driven though. No balls and 2 strikes the count. The runner at second is Franzik after the stolen base. Matt Long only needs to focus on O'Malley here. 2 outs. Matt Long comes set, and the 0-2 pitch in the rain, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Firebirds leading Springfield Township by a score of 5-1. Welcome back here. David Shapansky with you, the voice of the Firebirds. Holy Ghost leading visiting Springfield Township Spartans by a score of 5-1. Matt Long has been simply brilliant. Jack O'Malley goes back to work. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Firebirds, Mccord, Accord, and Robbins. Last live stream of the year. It's getting to that point where we'll do some thank yous. There is a list that I do want to cover here for the live stream. I've already talked about Matt, but I think me and Matt will sound it off here. As a reminder, after this game will be the last post-game live of the year. Stay tuned after the game for a quick post-game recap. And if the Firebirds do win the championship, we'll try to get a post-game interview, as we always do. So stay tuned for post-game live and a post-game interview if this score does hold. Thank you, everyone watching us. Don't forget to like and subscribe here on the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel. O'Malley comes set, and the first pitch to Mccord misses. It's 1-0. Tyler Mccord, what a season it's been. We talked about Jack McDermott. We'll talk about Tyler a little bit. 2 home runs the other day, including a walk-off grand slam to force the mercy rule into effect against Lower Moreland to make it 19-1. O'Malley comes set as the wind picks up in the 1-0. He's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. One ball, one strike to count here in the bottom of the 5th. O'Malley comes set, and his pitch to Mccord is way upstairs. Almost hit his helmet. It's 2-1. Two balls and one strike to count. Leadoff hitter in this inning is Mccord here in the bottom of the 5th. Firebirds lead 5-1 against Springfield Township. The pitch is in the dirt. It's a swing and a miss. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Tyler Mccord, the batter. Jack O'Malley on the mound for Springfield Township. The Spartan pitcher comes out, and the 2-2 pitch is in the dirt. 3-2. Good eye by Mccord as O'Malley went back to the same pitch he got him to swing at 2-1. It's now a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mccord today is 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. O'Malley comes out, and his 3-2 to Mccord is in the dirt. Ball 4. Mccord sprints down to first base, and they'll bring up Reese Accord with nobody out. So here's Reese Accord. He's 1 for 2 today. Mccord runs from first. It was a hit and run. Accord, though, was late. It hit off the side of the cage. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to count. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Firebirds leading Springfield Township 5-1. Mccord is the runner at first. Jack O'Malley, who has been pretty good in this one, his main struggle has been the errors by his defense. O'Malley comes set from the stretch and checks back on Mccord. It's 0-1. O'Malley comes set, and his 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back. Big swing there by Accord, but he was ahead of it. It's 0-2. We saw Reese Accord do this in his last at-bat, fall behind in the count and then get a single. He's behind, though, here 0-2. Going to have to work back against O'Malley. Mccord, the junior, is over at first base, being guarded on by Conlon. O'Malley comes set, and his 0-2 pitch, Mccord runs for first. That ball's blasted deep to right field, but it goes well foul. Did that go over the gym roof? Must have went behind the dish. Couldn't see where it was going with the tent. I know it was towards our side, though. Wind picks up here, as it's, well, pretty much done throughout the entire game. That's why there was no pregame live, as the wind blew over our tents. The 0-2 is upstairs. Good eye by Reese. It's 1-2. Well, Reese Accord is up at the dish. Another Reese that's on fire right now is Hoskins. Reese doing it all for the Phillies right now in Miami, getting them to split the series with the Fish. Mccord runs from first. Accord takes the pitch. A throw down is not in time. Mccord is safe at second. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes to count. Runner at second is Mccord, and the 2-2 pitch to Accord is in the dirt. Low, almost hit his foot. It's a full count. Good job by Accord to work back here against O'Malley. Three balls and 2 strikes to count. The runner at second is Mccord, and the 3-2 pitch is swung on and chopped. On the ground over to the second. Joe Smith is up with it. He'll make the throw in time. Kind of works as a bunt. Good job by Accord to get Mccord over to first. And there's 1 out. Score the put out 4-3. There's Aiden Robbins. Robbins today is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. The runner at third is Mccord. There's one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Firebirds leading Springfield 5-1. O'Malley comes set, and the pitch is swung on. Ripped down the left field line. It's a fair ball. One run is in. Heading for second is Aiden Robbins. It's now 6-1. Firebirds. Beautiful piece of hitting. Keeps it fair. Firebirds extend their lead 6-1. That's just a beautiful approach by against O'Malley. You pretty much saw everything that he has to offer in that at-bat against Mccord. And Aiden Robbins just keeps the bat head in front and is able to poke that ball right down the left field line. And that will do it. And that's going to give him the hook. So O'Malley is done. He goes 4 1/3. We'll have a pitching change and a call to the bullpen. We'll be right back. It's 6-1, Holy Ghost Prep. David Chapansky with you here, and this call to the bullpen, is brought to you by, the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel. As we get ready here, in the bottom of the fifth, Firebirds leading 6-1 against Springfield Township here in the district championship. Aiden Robbins just doubled in a run to take O'Malley back to the showers as Springfield pulled him out of the game. The new pitcher is number 2, Tim Saber. He's a sophomore. On the season, he's 2-1 with a 4.20 ERA. He's pitched in 20 innings, giving up 19 hits, 16 runs, 12 of them were earned. He's walked 13. He did strike out 18 batters, though. He'll face Finlay and Goldenbaum. At least that's the way the lineup looks right now with one out. 6-1 lead for Holy Ghost. Matt Long on the pitching side of things for the Firebirds has been simply brilliant. The stuff has been there. He hasn't really struggled. He hasn't had too many stressful pitches. He's looked, brilliant. Friday afternoon, it's a windy one, it's a cloudy one, but a good amount of spectators here for both sides. It's been a fun one here on this Friday afternoon. It's the last live streaming event of the year, at least broadcast. There may be a couple award ceremonies that we broadcast, I'm not so sure. But don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the action that we post throughout the summer and also next year. It's been such an amazing journey to go through with Matt, Mr. Asani, Mr. Jacobs, and to all the faculty and staff that we have here at the school. Mr. Hessen has helped out, Ms. Cooper-Smith, Mr. Helsley. It's just been a really amazing experience, starting in November with basketball and finishing up here on Memorial Day weekend with the district championship. First pitch by Saber misses low. It's 1-0 to Finlay. Finlay today is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Runner at second in scoring position is Aiden Robbins, a center fielder with good speed. It's a 6-1 lead for the Firebirds here in the district championship against Springfield Township. Saber comes set, and his 1-0 pitch. It's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Finlay had a big RBI his last time out. It was against O'Malley. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Saber comes set in the pitch. Good eye off speed that missed low. It's 2-1, bounced. I was reading an article yesterday that my dad actually showed to me in the newspaper. Firebirds played Malvern Prep the other day. Malvern Prep won the league championship the other day as the 2-1 is swung on and hit on the ground. Over to short, Kennedy is up with it. He'll make a strong throw in time to get Finlay. There's 2 outs here in the 5th. They'll bring up Goldenbaum. But I was reading an article in the newspaper about Lonnie White, who is the star outfielder for Malvern Prep. And I also talked about earlier how Ben Davis, after doing the broadcast against Malvern Prep here at Holy Ghost, how he came up to me and was telling how the broadcast was really good and yada, yada, yada. But Ben was talking about in the newspaper about how Lonnie White is the best player that he's seen come out of Malvern Prep, and there's been some pretty good alumni. They are an athletic school for sure. Saber comes set, and the first pitch to Goldenbaum is in the dirt with 2 outs. It's 1-0. But yeah, so Lonnie White, he is scheduled to be the 55th ranked prospect in Major League Baseball. That was when the season comes to an end. Now, he is a 3-sport athlete, so if he chooses baseball, we'll have to see. Ball's hit on the ground over to third. It's a low throw, and it gets past. The run is in to score. It's 7-1. Holy Ghost Prep, good job by Goldenbaum to make contact. It's an E5. But yeah, so Lonnie White, we'll see if he chooses baseball senior year in Malvern Prep. It was really fun, though, to watch Malvern, who won like 25 games on the year, including the league championship. It was fun to see them play here just because of how he handles himself. And he didn't really get any, great opportunities to hit. He was walked a few times. But, and the fact that he's also verified on Instagram, Kennedy is able to pick it up. He'll take it to the bag himself. But, yeah, so it's just very interesting to know about Lonnie White's, career and what it can be for Lonnie. So congratulations to him and Malvern Prep on winning the championship. We'll see if the Firebirds can win their own championship this afternoon. We head to the top of the 6th. Matt Long goes back to work. It's a 7-1 lead over Springfield Township. We'll be right back here on the YouTube channel. Set up to be a pretty interesting one at the end of this one. We'll be right back. Welcome back here as we head to the top of the 6th. David Spansky with you, the voice of the Firebirds. This is the last live streaming broadcast of the year here in the district championship. Firebirds taking on Springfield Township High School. The Conlon, Smith, and Matthews, 5, 6, and 7, due up here to face Long, has been amazing in this one. I'm going to start my long list of thank yous now. Of course, we've been broadcasting baseball, but I do want to give a thank you to the other coaches that have helped us when we've streamed their sports. Basketball, Coach Chapman, Coach Heston, Mr. Bessler, who's the PA announcer here at the Firebirds Fieldhouse, and all the other basketball coaches. It was simply fantastic to call his 900th win. One of the best moments for sure so far broadcasting here on the YouTube channel for me. First pitch to Conlon is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. For hockey, a shout out to Mr. Abramson, hockey director here. Shout out to Coach Whiteside. It's really just been fantastic. I did get to call a hockey game with some Temple University guys when the Firebirds took on St. Joe's Prep. For Ultimate Frisbee, Coach Krosky. For lacrosse, Coach Whartonby, Coach Tesler, Coach Katani, Coach Keogh, Coach McSpedden. Thank you to them. And also here for baseball, of course, Coach Olinsky, Coach Amaro, and so many other coaches that I do just want to thank. So I want to really most importantly give a thank you to all the coaches, for home coaches, but also for visiting coaches as well. Most of them, if not all of them, have been extremely nice to us when asking for lineups and pitching matchups and stuff like that. So we really do appreciate that. Conlon is in the hole 0-2 to Matt Long here to lead off the 6th. So coaches, thank you. There's a swing and a miss. Kind of like a sword there, like Trevor Bauer had the other day. Strikeout there for Conlon, and there's 1 out. So Conlon, Mr. Conlon, our athletic director's nephew, I'll give a thank you to Mr. Conlon next for really just helping us out with getting all the rosters and getting set for pregame, activities and stuff like that, helping me and Matt with the schedules. We really appreciate it, Mr. Conlon, and we look forward to a great 2021-2022 school year. Goldenbaum fields that ball that was hit by Joe Smith over to Mccord in time, 4-3. 2 quick outs here in the here in the top of the 6th. I should say. Firebirds still on top 7-1 against Springfield Township. I want to give a thank you, as I said earlier, to all the faculty members, Mr. Heston, Mrs. Coopersmith, Mr. Helsley for giving us some phrases and quotes of the day. Also, Mr. Burke, our principal, who is helping us especially with basketball. Mr. Garrison, our president, as that ball's in the dirt, it's 1-0 to Matthews, a center fielder for Springfield Township. So thank you to all of our faculty and staff. And one member that I really want to give a special thank you, as there's a strike, it's 1-1. When we put together that 900th video earlier this year that was shown at the Coach Chapman reception with local politicians and with a bunch of different people, I want to give a thank you to our two, well, really, there's multiple of them, but most importantly to our guidance counselors here, Miss Doherty, Miss Cudla, Mr. Dembick, and Mrs. Updike, especially Miss Doherty and Miss Cudla and Mr. Dembick. I really just want to say thank you. Swing and a miss. That was a beautiful inning by Matt Long. 1, 2, 3. Matt Long does the Bauer off the mound. All right, I'm not the biggest fan of Trevor Bauer, but that was pretty nice to see. We head to the bottom of the 6th. I'll continue my thank yous when we come back. Welcome back here as we head to the bottom of the 6th. David Shapansky with you here, the voice of the Firebirds. The live chat is active. If you have anything to say, like and subscribe. Here in the district championship between the #1 seeded Firebirds and the visiting Springfield Township Spartans. Firebirds lead 7-1 as we're getting ready to go to the bottom of the 6th. Saber goes back to work. He will face 8, 9, and 1 for Holy Ghost. Going back to my thank yous, I was talking about Miss Doherty, Mr. Dembick, Mrs. Cudla, who is here with us today, cheering on Zach, and the team, of course, and also Mrs. Updike. I just want to give a huge shout out to our guidance department, not just for the live stream, but just for everything. It's been wonderful for them to help us, especially with Miss Doherty, Miss Cudla, helping us find pictures and stuff for that Coach Chapman video. Mr. Dembick doing basketball with him when he was working the doors, so I just want to give a thank you to them. I also want to give a thank you to Matt, my producer, who's been with us. Yes, it takes us like an hour and a half to clean up the equipment, but it's amazing. We will rock you, Matt. It's been amazing. Matt, I appreciate everything, and I'm looking forward to next year. I want to give a thank you, just to kind of continue it, to everybody at home that's watched us, all the fans. And again, as I said in the beginning, all the comments that we've gotten from this. We had a sports radio talk show host from Detroit, Michigan the other day. We've had some former Major League Baseball players. Ben Davis, first pitch is swung on and hit in the air out to center field. It will drop in front of the center fielder, Matthews, and that will be a base hit to lead it off for Amati. Jack Mcdermott's coming on up. But yeah, so thank you to everyone that has watched. We've saw all the comments, people that have came up to us after live streams. We appreciate it. And although we may not have been able to react to every comment or everything on air, we really appreciate all the feedback, Matt and I, and it's really just been a tremendous experience. The first pitch to Jack is a swing and a miss. I also really want to give a big thank you to all of the players. Most importantly, too, I think Jack Mcdermott up the dish, one of them. I think this is the perfect time because Jack has just been amazing with basketball, with the 900th video, with everything. And I just want to thank Jack and all the players that have helped us out. I know that Nick Henn, who, yes, did hit me with the ball in the thigh earlier in the year. The bruise has gone away, thankfully. But Nick has helped me a few days with kind of getting the starting pitching matchups, or starting pitcher at least for us, before coming to the field to help prep with pregame and stuff like that. So I appreciate it so much, Nick. And to all the players, I know that I'm forgetting people, but I just really want to give a big thank you to really everyone that's put this together. Mcdermott swings and hits one in the air in front of the right fielder, Firebird. And that'll be a single for Mcdermott. Back-to-back singles against Saber. Sorry, Lieberfriend is the right fielder. So yeah, I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone here, and it's really just been amazing. I'm looking forward to my senior year as voice of the Firebirds. So it's going to be an exciting one next year, and I think that Matt and I have also kind of progressed to learn more things, about setting stuff up and to try to make it better, and we'll for sure work next year as well to make it an even better experience for everybody at home. Before I know that I probably should have did this a little bit later on in the game, but just in case if anything kind of gets raveled, I'll talk about it now since we have some pause time. Andrew, freshman, who's also helped us out here working the camera, especially for basketball. I want to thank Andrew, Tommy Palermo, who may be here on the student section for commentating basketball. So just want to give a shout out to a few people. Well, not a few, many people. Swung on and ripped down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Coming around third, heading for home is Amati. The throw is cut off by the first baseman. Throw home is not in time. Acosta is going to head for second, and Isaac Acosta has a big single there. Firebirds extend their lead. It's now 8-1 HGP. Still nobody out here in the sixth. Again, stay tuned after the game for the post-game show and a post-game interview. As long as this score holds and the Firebirds do win this championship game, we should have a post-game interview. If they do win and there's celebration, it would probably be, a few minutes afterwards. But stay tuned. The last game we did have an interview with Tyler Mccord in that playoff win against Lower Moreland, but it got cut off for some reason. So we do apologize for that. I apologize to Tyler as well. It was a pretty good one. Saber comes set with runners on second and third, and the first pitch to Tyler, who's up at the disc, swung on, crushed, deep to left field. It's foul. Mccord put a good swing on that one. Just pulled it foul. But yeah, really just thank you to everyone. It's been amazing, and I appreciate it so much. So on this cold Friday afternoon, we're wrapping this up down, this live stream kind of season. And I believe the next live stream that I will be on, I believe, is August 26th at the start of soccer season. I've never done soccer, so we'll see how that goes. Saber comes set, and the first pitch to Tyler, or the next pitch to Tyler, they throw back down to third, and it's not in time. One ball and one strike the count. 8-1 lead for the Firebirds here on this Friday afternoon. The batter is Tyler Mccord. He had a big walk-off grand slam the other day to force the mercy rule against Lower Moreland, 19-1. 8-1 score here in the championship. Next pitch to Tyler is a fastball. Good pitch there. It's a strike. Nobody out, still here in the bottom of the sixth. I would imagine Matt Long will go out for the seventh to attempt the complete game. He's been simply amazing today. Saber comes set, and the pitch is in the dirt. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, it's the cleanup hitter, Reese Accord. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the stream. Trying to get to 630 subscribers. I don't think we're quite there yet. Saber comes set in the away Navy jerseys, and the 2-2 pitch to Tyler. Misses. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes, full count. Good job by Tyler to work it back. Tyler today 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Springfield Township plays the infield in. And the full count payoff pitch to Mccord is outside, ball 4, walked him. The bases are now full Firebirds with nobody out, and here is Reese Accord, the sophomore. And Springfield is going to take a mound visit. We'll see if it's a call to the bullpen. Springfield is going to make a pitching change as Saber will head out of this one. We'll tell you about the new pitcher and much more when we come back here on the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel. Stay tuned for more. We'll be right back. Welcome back here as Springfield Township makes a call to the bullpen. The new pitcher is number 11, Nick Kirby. He's 1-0 on the season with a 0.0000 ERA. Kirby has pitched in 3 2/3. He's only given up 1 hit, no runs. He's walked 2 batters, and he struck out 3. Right-handed batter will come into the game to face Mccord. Last live streaming broadcast of the year, David Shapansky with you here, the voice of the Firebirds. The bases are loaded full of Firebirds as they lead this district championship game against the Springfield Township Spartans right now by a score of 8-1. Matt Long, the starter for the Firebirds, has simply been electric, and he's going to go out to try to get the not perfect game, but the complete game. He has been pretty perfect, though. Not quite perfect game, but he's been really good today. And he should go out and attempt this seventh. We'll see, though. Kirby is kind of a little side armor. It's a little deception to his arm a little bit. So as Kirby warms up, Matt just brought to my attention here that although the live streaming broadcast is over for me and for sports events, because this is the last sporting event, there will be a graduation mass next Thursday and a graduation, the ceremony on Friday. Now, we're not quite sure if that mass will be streamed, but we are 100% sure that the graduation ceremony will be live streamed here on the YouTube channel, and that's next Friday. So like and subscribe so you don't miss on the graduation activity here on campus. Kirby goes to work here with Springfield playing the infield in. The bases are full of Firebirds. Kirby comes set in the first pitch to Mccord. Misses. It's 1-0. And yes, Kirby is a little kind of Darren O'Day. He doesn't go exactly under his leg or under his backside, but he's deceptive. Side armor. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Mccord, and it's blasted deep to right field. This ball is crushed. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. That ball was crushed. But it just went towards the white GMC. That's not the JV field, which is where we'll have to go to be a home run. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. New pitcher Kirby for Springfield facing Mccord in the 1-1. Off-speed pitch, it's 2-1. That one really looked like a Darren O'Day right there. Doesn't throw all that hard from what I've seen, but he's a side armor. He's deceptive. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Kirby. It's swung on and chopped on the ground. Rolled over to the shortstop, Kennedy. He comes home, and it is in time to cut down the run at the plate. So everybody just moves up a spot, but the runner, Jack Mcdermott, is out at home. There's now 1 away here in the 6th. They'll bring up Aiden Robbins, who had a big double his last time up. Bases are still full of Firebirds here in this 8-1 lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. So good job by Kirby to get the first out. Springfield will keep the infield in. Kirby comes set, and the first pitch to Robbins is a little bit low and outside. It's 1-0. Robbins, a sophomore center fielder, made a very good play when the game was extremely close to get the runner at third. Really shifted the momentum towards the Firebirds. He swings and hits one on the ground. Kennedy cannot get it. It goes through his glove. 1 run is in. Mccord is heading for home, and it's a 2-run, maybe single, maybe error. It was hit hard. But Aiden Robbins gives the Firebirds 2 more. It's now 10-1. Yeah, and you know, we one. I honestly don't know. I don't know what would happen if that 1 run comes home. I think the celebration would be a little bit more too happy than what it is. It is a 15-run mercy rule. Firebirds still need a long way to get there. And the first pitch, or the next pitch, is popped up. The wind blows it towards the gym. It's 0-2. Hunter Finlay, the senior catcher, trying to add on to this lead, 10-1. Kirby is doing the pitching for Springfield Township. The batter is Hunter Finlay. Runners at first and second for the Firebirds here on this cold and windy Friday afternoon. The pitch to Finlay is popped up. The infield fly rule is called, and Kennedy will put it away, so there's 2 outs. Two outs, and here's Matthew Goldenbaum. Goldenbaum really got the scoring started in the beginning of the game. He ripped one to left center field. Now, I don't know if I'm going to change my scoring on that. I have it now. Again, it's just my personal opinion, and Matt would hate me for saying it was an error because it did go off of his glove as he swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. It's 0-1. But the wind was really blowing it, so I may change that in my personal scorecard to a hit. I'm curious to see maybe what the official score, which we don't have one, but there is one for each team, to see what they might have given that. No balls and 1 strike, the count with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th, really getting extremely dark and windy. The 0-1 swung on and hit on the ground over to short. Kennedy is up with it. He goes the short route to second, and that will do it for the bottom of the 6th, but the Firebirds are just 3 outs away from slamming the door and winning the district championship. We'll be right back. Can magic happen? Find out when we come back. Well, welcome back. Here is Matt Long, the starter for the Firebirds, tries to throw the complete game against Springfield Township. The Firebirds, the #1 seed in the district playoff tournament, is winning right now here in the championship. They're leading Springfield 10-1. 3 more outs to write the storybook and to get the Firebirds to a win. If they do win this one, it'll be their 13th victory of the year. Firebirds in the student section just wanting 3 quick outs to send us home on this Friday afternoon. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everyone at home. Thank you, everyone, once again. We will have a post-game show here as long as it doesn't really rain all that hard. And we should have a post-game interview. If there is a celebration, which we're hoping for there to be, it will be after the celebration. So stay tuned with us here on the YouTube channel for that post-game interview and recap. This is it. The last half inning of action, hopefully. Matt Long kind of high fives each of his fielders on the infield. It'll be 5, not 5, 6, and 7. The water bottle fell. Wine is the batter, and the first pitch from Long is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Wine is the left fielder. No balls and 1 strike the count. Long comes set, and the pitch is swung on and popped up. First base side heads towards the spectators in a car, and it misses a car, bounces towards the back bed of a truck. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Long working ahead in the count as he's done throughout most of the day. He had a brilliant 6th inning. The momentum is probably carrying him here through the 7th. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fastball was too much for Wine to handle. And there's 1 away here in the 7th. 2 outs away. Matt Long, I mean, he's been brilliant this entire season, but this has been just a dominant outing so far. Here's Lieberfriend, and he swings at the first pitch and just overmatched him. It's 0-1. 4 straight strikes. The 0-1 misses low. It's the ball and a strike. Long comes set, working quick, and the 1-1 swung on and chopped on the ground. It's a foul ball. Spectator jumps off the hill, rolls towards the gully. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. David Shapansky with you here, the voice of the Firebirds, here in the top of the 7th. Holy Ghost leading Springfield Township by a score of 10-1 here in the district championship. The 1-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. He got him. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts. And the Firebirds are just 1 out away from the district championship, win. Again, stay tuned for the post-game show and the interview. Long comes set, and the pitch is low. It's 1-0. They appeal. He did not go. What a good season it's been. Firebirds have played some good teams. They battled through it. And the 1-0 pitch swung on and hit in the air. This will drop. It's going to split the gap. Over to get it is Robbins, but heading for second is Franzik. He's been an on-base machine today. That's his third hit of the day. And Springfield still breathes with life. Here's Kennedy. Matt Long just needs one more out. It's a 10-1 lead for Holy Ghost, trying to get past Springfield Township. Here on this Friday afternoon. Had to work through COVID, had to work through a bunch of other scheduling issues, and they're here. The pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Kennedy, the shortstop today, hitless. 2 outs, no balls and a strike. Long comes set, looks back, the runner at second, and the pitch is swung on. Hit in the air out to right field. Acosta's there. He makes the catch, and the Firebirds have won the district championship. Acosta with a good catch. And the Firebirds jump on each other on the right side of the mound. Holy Ghost Prep has done it. And the Firebirds have won the district championship. What a catch by Acosta to end the game, and what a season. Springfield falls on the season to an overall record of 10-11. The Firebirds get their 13th win, and it's the biggest one of them all. It's the district championship. What a season. Jack Mcdermott was fantastic. Tyler Mccord today. Isaac Acosta had some great catches, some great at-bats. Goldenbaum got it started. I know I'm forgetting people, but really, what a season. What a win. And after the celebration and a picture, we should have an interview. We will have a post-game show, though, regardless. Interview, we're 99% sure. We'll be right back here on the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel. Stay tuned for the post-game show. Welcome back here on the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel. It's the last live streaming event of the day. Thank you to everyone, or last live streaming event of the season, I should say, the sporting season, the last broadcast. Thank you to everyone. David Spansky with you here as we're heading to the post-game show. Matt Long was just simply fantastic today for Holy Ghost. He was too much to match for Springfield Township. They're now going to hand out, I believe, the trophies. They'll do the second place or medals for Springfield, and then the medals or trophies. We'll see what they have for the Firebirds. But really, Matt Long was too much for Springfield to handle. He was dominant. And what was the best thing about his outing was he looked his best in the last 2 innings. And that's something to say. I mean, I know that they had a couple hard hits there and hard contact in the 7th with 2 outs, but really, he was simply fantastic, especially late in this one. The Firebirds offensively, Jack Mcdermott with a really good season. Tyler Mccord had a couple very good at-bats today. Isaac Acosta, he was really good in this one. And you know, he made that good play there to end the ball game and to get the district championship. But also, too, during around the 4th inning when Acosta slid into first base, a spectator from Springfield kind of said something to Acosta, and there was almost a little, like, I guess, battle here on the outside of the fence. And Acosta and the coaches kind of pushed, Acosta away from the spectators for Springfield. And Acosta really, you could see that he responded well to the adversity, to the comments, and really kind of fought for it with the team. It was a fun game, though. Both sides, it was really fun to be here today. Acosta with a really good game today. Aiden Robbins made a couple good plays in center field. Reese Accord good at bats. Hunter Finlay, the catcher, called a great game for Matt Long. Matthew Goldenbaum with a great game. William Parsons, the DH, did his job at a couple RBIs. and Joe Amati played a really good, solid left field defense. So it was simply just a really good day for the Firebirds as they win this one over Springfield Township 10-1. The Firebirds capture the district championship, and they found a way to do it. It's really just been a great season. Again, thank you to everyone. They are about to hand out the medals here. So after this happens, we'll see if we get an interview. It may be kind of like pushed out because he never is excited. We'll see what happens though here on the YouTube channel. There's a big thank you to everyone once again. We'll kind of watch the ceremony here as they're getting the medals right now. Excuse me once again. But yeah, it's just been a fantastic day. Let's see what's Matt looking up here. I don't know. We had a lot of people that are watching this stream as well. Our last game against Lower Moreland, the playoff game, is around 600 to 700 views. We really appreciate that. And again, it's just been an amazing season, an amazing live streaming season, and it's just been great. I'm so excited to do this next year. And again, I believe August 26th is the first one that we'll do. And Springfield Township, the number 2 seed, so it was the 1 and 2 seeds going at it. In this one, and the Firebirds really controlled this game, especially later on in this one as they win 10-1 over Springfield Township. There's the trophy. And also, too, tip your cap to Springfield for a good season as well. They battled hard out here today. The Firebirds, though, do win this one by a final score of 10-1. We'll be right back as you'll continue to watch the post-game ceremonies and the distributing of the medals for both sides and the trophies. And we'll try to get an interview again. We'll see what happens based on the, the post-game talk as usual and, the ceremony here. So stay tuned for much more action. We're just kicking off pre-game or post-game live. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to Post Game Live. I was pulled into the picture, so that's why it wasn't a little bit quicker. We're waiting on a post game interviewer, well, not an interviewer, an interviewee to come over. Firebirds, though, win against Springfield Township by a final score of 10-1. Thank you to everyone who's joined us here. Still have around 60 people watching. We really appreciate it. Matt, thank you once again. The state championship or the state playoffs are going to be going on too. We'll see what happens with that. As far as we know, we have not been picked to be a regional site, whatever that means. But if there is, and we are here for another live stream, you'll just have to kind of, you'll see. Just play it by ear, I guess, is what we'll do here on the YouTube channel. Let's see if we have any comments here to address. Oh, Matt just doing. Okay, first round of state. Okay. So we'll wait for somebody to come on over. But once again, just a huge thank you to everyone. My pants are dirty now from kneeling on the ground. But I want to give a thank you to everyone, all the spectators. We had a good amount of the student body here today. We appreciate it. We appreciate everyone for joining us on this live stream adventure. Looking forward to next year, the 2021-2022 school year. And I think it's been safe to say that 2021 has been better than 2020. So that's a good thing. There's some of the student section that was here. Some of them left. Most of them are still here, though. Thank you once again, Coach Conlon, Coach Olinsky, who should be sending over the player in just a little bit. They're going to finish up their talk. I know that I don't think Matt can show this here, but this was earlier on in the game. I don't know if you can kind of spin it. I don't think you can. Yeah, but the tent, our tent blew, which is why we didn't have a pregame show. And it like completely knocked down the tent. I actually think that the tent is broken. Well, it is. I can see that it's broken. But the tent blew down. So our tent and pretty much a lot of our equipment are being kind of sheltered by a large string of athletic tape and a 30-pound weight on each side. So this is what we had to deal with. Again, sorry there was no pregame show today. It looks like we'll be getting a player here in just a moment. See if we have any more comments coming in here. Thank you to everyone. We got a couple dislikes. I hope that's just because you're a Springfield fan and Springfield lost. I'm assuming that's what it is, but I'm not quite sure. Thank you to everyone, though, from both sides for joining us today. The post-game interviewee should be coming over in just a little bit. We'll see who that is. But until then, we'll be right back here on the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel. Stay tuned for more, and don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, everybody, welcome back here to Firebirds post-game live. Matt Long is kind enough to join us here for a quick little interview. So, Matt, really congratulations on the district championship win today, and congratulations on your wonderful outing today. 7 innings, complete game. Talk about your mindset going into this one against Springfield Township and just kind of attacking hitters and getting over first pitch strikes.
Well, I know I wanted to make it to be dogpiled on, so the first thing to think of is throw strikes, get hitters out early in the count. That's it.
So, obviously, being a senior, this is your last home game. Students were here. I know that's Memorial Day weekend, so you kind of got cheated out of having a lot of people here. But talk about, obviously, with your junior year not happening, really. Talk about how important it is to you to have your last game here on campus.
Yeah, it means a lot. We didn't really get to experience fans because of COVID, but this year it's a little different, outdoors. Our team, it was just a great environment to be with, great group of guys, the infield, the outfield, my catcher, Hunter.
Hunter called a really good game today. And the last question I have for you is kind of district championship. How does that feel to be part? I know that you talked about great group of guys, but kind of elaborate on that a little bit. And how does it feel, to win a district championship and to do it with this group?
It means a lot. We all bonded incredible this year, just so close together. It meant the world.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. Good job today. Thank you so much. Matt Long, thank you for joining us here on this Friday afternoon. And that's a wrap. Matt, do you want to say something to the people to close out? You don't. Matt does not want to get on. But I really appreciate it. Once again, everybody, I just found out for sure from Matt that this is the last home game. We were not chosen to be a regional site, whatever that means. But I really appreciate it. Thank you to the student body. Thank you to the players. Thank you to faculty members, staff, Matt, everybody that sets up players. We really appreciate it. So for the last time for 3 or 4 months, have a great night. Stay safe. I can't wait for August to come. We'll be back here live streaming. And for the last time, it's David Shapansky signing off, and have a great night, and go Firebirds.